Hi. Well, this is kind of awkward. I'll guess I'll do this by the books. Hello, my name's Chris. I'm proud to announce the first of many recordings. I'm really gonna enjoy this. Okay, so I got this job, one I've really wanted for a while. I was hired at Hillbrook Asylum. I start tomorrow. Seriously, man. This is gonna be good. I know so many people suffer in this world, and especially the ones at Hillbrook. They seriously need help, and I can be there for them. I can help them. Imagine me, Chris Romano, actually helping someone. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kinda scared. Ever since I was a kid, I was never able to help out. I'm the youngest of 8 children, and I was always being relegated to the kid of our family. Nobody would listen to me, not even my closest sister, Margaret. Nobody ever really cares about the things I say. At school, I was always overlooked by everyone, and it didn't really seem like I mattered. But that's all in the past, and it has no value to me anymore. Tomorrow, I'm finally going to change someone's life. A, a patient by the name of Jonathan Doe. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Most people know him as the infamous serial killer, the ever-changing. I'm kind of scared, but I'm sure I can finally give him the help he deserved. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Wish me luck. Patient interview 1. So, this was a unique experience. When I got there, I felt so overjoyed to meet the doctors and the other staff. They were all quite kind, but seemed more focused on their work. I understand. You need a strong mind to work in that place. It can really hit close to home. I met with one of the doctors, Willie Wickman, I think. He gave me the case file without giving me much attention. I don't blame him. He must be really busy dealing with masked psycho models and piranha guys, I think. I studied the file for about half an hour, but it felt like a year. I read a lot about this John Doe guy. Apparently, he had a rough life. His mom was a crooked lawyer, and his dad a cop, equally as crooked. Records say they worked in the mafia. That's how they met. And then, popped out a toddler. I feel bad, honestly. He's about 19, 2 years younger than me. I honestly can't imagine the stuff he had to put up with. I mean, seriously. It's no surprise why he killed them. He was working as a janitor for a mall when his parents decided to meet up with the rest of their gang. It was deep within the bowels of the establishment, in an unfinished part of the building. Nobody was allowed unless they had clearance. Before they could get there, he intercepted them. As they walked through the dimly lit hallways, he started by slashing his father's eyes and then proceeded to cut wherever seemed vital, every single slash sending out a torrent of blood. His mother shrieked in horror and immediately decided to run. With no hesitation, he pulled out his father's pistol. Coroner's report says he emptied 2 magazines worth of bullets, not a single one aimed at her head. I mean, seriously. And you know what? These weren't even his first murders. He did way more grisly things to the 28 other victims. Still, following their brutal execution, he did the same things he did to the others. He carved out a large infinity symbol on their tongues. This time he made it extremely cubic. That's actually why they call him the ever-changing and not infinity. Every time he carves out the symbol in a different way. I'm still kind of surprised he lasted for so long. People say that the only signs of his mental instability came slightly before the murder of his parents. I mean, seriously, they had so many different suspects because of the almost sporadic nature of his killings. In fact, some of the victims were even considered to be the ever-changing. But no, the whole time it was just some scrawny kid that nobody knew. Crazy. Our session was also quite unique. I tried asking him basic questions. What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Do you have any friends? Do you feel safe here? But he didn't seem to care. It was kind of unsettling. It was as if nothing mattered to him. I tried questioning him for 20 minutes, and he still didn't even say anything. So I got up and was about to call the session off until something happened. He looked straight at me and coldly said, "She didn't recognize me." I stared at him for a bit, but couldn't utter any words. He paused and then continued, "My mother didn't even recognize me. She didn't even realize her own son was pumping her full of lead." I sat back down and looked at him calmly. We tried speaking after that. He told me about himself and about how the world saw him as being inferior. He was apparently never liked by anyone and was always overlooked. He told me about how there was one real person that cared for him. When I inquired about them, he just didn't respond. After a while, we had to finish our session, but before I left, he told me, "Listen, I like you, but in all honesty, get out of this place. I know for a fact that you'll get hurt." I looked at him and sighed. "You know I can't do that. I want to help you, and I think I really can. So many people in this place suffer, and I help them see the errors of their ways. I can help them see the light." He looked at me with tears in his eyes. I made my way out, but I swear I heard him mutter, "You have a kind soul. It'll be your undoing." And that was our first session. Yeah, a really weird patient to start off with, but hey, they trusted him to me. In all honesty, though, I like him. I feel that I can really help him. Patient interview 4. Things have been getting along greater than I expected. While he is somewhat hesitant, he has opened up greatly about his life. He's told me about his hopes, dreams, and desires. I'm really proud of him. But there are still some issues that arise, like his views on his actions. I constantly ask him to justify why he killed these people, and every time he just looks at me and says it needed to be done. I think he may suffer from some form of schizophrenia or even PTSD. I need to get to the bottom of this. One thing I find odd about this whole case is that he's opened up about his only friend, and you won't believe who it is. It's none other than Rosa Schwartz, his third to last victim. This actually got me thinking, maybe he killed her and felt regret for it, which is why he finished off his killings by murdering his parents. I don't know. I'll try asking him more about it tomorrow. So far, he's only mentioned her name and a couple other aspects about her, like their shared fascination with the occult. It's honestly kind of crazy. And the way he talks about her with such high regards just makes you wonder why she's dead. In other news, I find that in a weird way I can kind of relate to this guy. He kind of reminds me of what happened with Margaret and I. She was one of my older sisters, but she always seemed to notice when I was alone, and she always tried to include me with everything. I really miss her. One day, she came home crying her eyes out. She'd been doing it for months, but this time she was so open about it. And the weird thing is that nobody noticed. Everyone just acted as if she was fine and nothing was wrong. But I noticed. I knew that something was wrong. I tried to go to her. I tried to talk to her. I tried to help her. But it just didn't work out. The next day they found her outside, hanging from the oak tree. I always think about how I could have saved her, and that's really what inspired me to work in psychology. For her sake, for you, Margaret, I promise I will save this young man and show him the light. Patient interview 12. I really don't know what's going on. I was sure I was covering some ground, but I guess not. I've honestly just been losing sleep over this. It's like I constantly try to think of a way to help this guy, but no matter what, he just declines the help I give him. Why? It's not like he's got something to lose. But no, every time I ask him why he killed Rosa, he just tells me he didn't. Even once he told me she's not even dead. What the hell? I swear to God, I have had enough of this. I've worked hard enough as it is, so why is he so resistant? Fuck! I've started to get nightmares. They all involve him in some way. It's always him, standing alone in a pool of blood, staring at me, smiling calmly. He always spreads his arms and tells me to join him. And then they appear, a horde of corpses. I honestly don't know how many they are, but every time they go towards me, they surround me, they pin me down, and all the while they chant, "Join us. Join us, join us, join us, join us, join us!" But that's not even the worst part. After all that, she appears. Margaret. And she whispers to me, "See the light." And then I wake up. This bastard has infiltrated my fucking dreams. And in all this, the worst part, all the toying, the tricks, the nightmare, out of everything, the worst part has to be the fact that I understand him. No matter how hard I try to look away, I can't help but feel like I understand him. It hurts, you know. I'm at a loss right now. I'm trying everything, man, but nothing I do works. I I feel like a failure. But you know what? That does not matter. I am someone, and I will prove it by helping this poor, tortured soul. I will make him realize the importance of his life. Patient interview 19. So, guess what? You won't believe it. I swear to God, you won't. He knows. Yeah, he knows. He knows about my nightmares. He knows about these nightmares. How does he know? How? It's literally impossible. I mean, every time I try to do something, all that happens is that everything I say is just snuffed out by his overwhelming presence. It doesn't even feel like I'm interviewing some psycho kid, but it's like I'm talking to an entire army. It's crazy. It's amazing. But in a weird way, I've started having these hallucinations of Margaret. She's been talking to me, telling me about the way I can save him, and the way I can save everyone. I was wrong the whole time. I didn't understand how I could show them the light, but now I do. I know how I can save them. It's glorious. It's beautiful. And it's effective. Oh, I've always been having second thoughts about whether I really want to go through with this or not. But you know, I'll just talk to John tomorrow, and then we'll just see where the road takes us. Patient interview 20. He's dead. I killed him. I don't regret it. Honestly, why should I? It's what he wanted. He knew this would happen since the day we met, and he accepted it gladly. Of course, he struggled a bit. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, come on. The guy was getting disemboweled. But don't worry. This needed to happen. It was necessary. I realized the error of my ways. I understood what had to be done. Rosa Schwartz is not dead. John Doe is not dead. All the victims, the 10,000 others, are not dead. They all breathe. They all think. They all live within me. I knew how important it was to perform the ritual correctly, and everything went perfectly according to plan. Because now, this entire asylum has become my playground. Everyone can join me. Everyone will be united in something that is truly beautiful. Everyone overlooked me. They didn't think I mattered. They thought I was inferior. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Now, I can help them. Soon, all will eventually see the light. So says I, the one of 1,000 names, the one of 1,000,000 faces, the one that bears the mark of insanity. So says I, the ever-changing.